Wisconsin Republicans are proud of cutting taxes wherever they can, but their latest idea is getting some bipartisan support, too.
They view the personal property tax on businesses as outdated, and dozens of organizations agree. Naomi Cole's live at the Capitol where the bill cleared joint finance today. Naomi?
The personal property tax dates back more than 100, if not hundreds of years, back to an era where people were still using things like horses and cows for currency. Once we started using cash, the income tax became something of an equivalent.
Any person who owns a business that doesn't own the property should not be taxed on personal property.
Pieces of the personal property tax have been slowly eliminated over the years. What's left of it focuses on things like furniture and supplies.
I'd love to see them get rid of it. It's $1,000, $1,200, whatever it is for me.
It dates back to a long ago era.
It goes back to before we were a state,
when things like horses and cows were taxed in the way income is today. Representative Dan Knodel attributes one saying to it: "Don't count your chickens before they're hatched."
from that era when the taxing agent came to the farm and counted what the farmer all had for personal property, which included chickens. The farmers didn't want to count their chickens before they hatched, because once they hatched, they became taxable property. So
it's now widely regarded as obsolete, more hassle to put together than to actually pay, as the bills are usually relatively small.
They do it on their own. They send me a bill and they say, "This is what you owe."
But while it enjoys some bipartisan support, there's a reason why not every Democrat is voting for it. Unlike other partial rollbacks, Democrats say there's no plan in writing this time for the state to replace that revenue for local governments in the future, known as backfilling.
We've repealed the personal property tax in chunks over the last several years, and each time we've done that as a legislature, we have guaranteed the backfill of money to local units of government.
And we have backfilled that continually, and that would be the expectation.
How will you respond to that?
Well, then put it in writing.
By the way, I tried to fact check that claim about the chicken saying. I found how far back it dated. I couldn't find any connection to a tax meeting. If you find one, let me know. Anyway, the governor hasn't responded to my question about whether he would plan to sign the bill. One Democrat in the committee did vote for it today. More Democrats are expected to possibly vote for it next week when it hits the floor. But it remains to be seen whether the permanent backfill plan or the lack of one will affect the governor's decision.